Ugh, disabled. The contempt in the voice made me freeze. Could it really be her at a time like this? I felt on the edge of despair at the unexpected cruelty. I'm Emma, 25 years old. I have been unable to walk since birth. I have used a wheelchair my whole life. Actually, I have grown used to the term disabled because of my condition. Or more accurately, I have had to grow used to it to keep living. Drivers yell at me to hurry up and cross, you disabled person, when I'm at crosswalks. It happens a lot. So, why was I so taken aback this time? The person who said disabled was Lily, who was going to be my sister-in-law. My brother Liam has always been caring. In his high school yearbook, he even wrote his dream was to be strong enough to carry up my sister. Now, that dream has morphed into him bodybuilding. In college, he founded a team and served as the captain. He even has a gym set up at home going full Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Liam announced, "I'm getting married to a co-worker and I want to introduce her to everyone." Today was set for the first family introduction between our families. The day before, I asked him, "Hey, have you told her about me?" "Of course," he chuckled while drinking his protein shake. So why did I hear such words when she had been the one wanting to meet me? As I stood there stunned, she turned away. The family introduction went on and we had dinner. But you know what? She never looked at me, not even once. Then she joined my family's group text. From that point on, my phone buzzed with her calls day and night. The first time it happened was the day after our initial family introduction, way past midnight. My phone rang while I was sleeping. "It's me." "Who is this?" "You didn't check the caller ID? Must be nice to have grown up with special treatment, huh? You really have no clue, do you?" I recognized her voice. It was my brother's fiancée. Well, it was past midnight. Of course, I wasn't checking my screen. Before I knew it, she dropped a bombshell. "We'll send a wedding invite, but I don't want the embarrassment of a disabled family member there. Oh, and since you're rich, give us a wedding of $5,000. "What? "Didn't you hear me? I said, we will send an invite, but you are an embarrassment to the family, so don't come. The gift should be $5,000. "What? "Please, don't make me repeat myself. You can't come to the wedding." Why on earth would you think that I'm asking you to clarify because I don't understand what you're saying? Huh? You really don't get it, do you? Well, I'll spell it out for you. We send wedding invitations as a formality. But honestly, we don't want you there. It's my first time dealing with someone with a disability and it's uncomfortable. I think others would feel the same way. We can't expose the guests to something like that, right? Especially during a meal. Could you eat in front of a cockroach? Are you calling me a cockroach? It could be a cockroach, a centipede, or a fly. It doesn't matter. That's not the issue. Her unreasonable comments continue. Also, I asked Liam what kind of person his sister is. I wanted to know about your character, he said. She's at home playing games. My brother always struggling with thinking before he speaks. Such a careless explanation. You must be surprised. You guys are rich, right? And you're just leeching off your parents playing games all the time, using your disability as an excuse. Eventually, we have to work and become independent, but you will rely on your parents until they're gone. I heard you even get an income because of your disability, so you're basically getting rich off it. At that point, it's like a disability business. You're exposing yourself to society just to make money. If you're that well off, you should give a generous wedding gift. It's only fair. We can't rely on our parents like you can, so you should give a little extra. Deal? She abruptly hung up the phone after seeing all that. I was left in disbelief. Man, am I tired. I felt like I was going nuts, but sleepiness won and I went to bed. Next morning, my phone rang early. Hey, where's your response about what we talked about yesterday? I'm not really sure what you're talking about. You don't get it? You really don't understand anything? So as I was saying, and she went on and on rehashing yesterday's talk. Yet I fell asleep again, phone still in hand. When I woke up, it was 7 a.m. The call was still connected. Are you even listening? I'm speaking the truth here. Why aren't you saying anything? She screamed. It's been 2 hours now, I replied with my groggy head.
Trying to imply the call's too expensive. You think you got one over me just shows how little brain disabled people have. Too bad, I have an unlimited plan. Anyway, take care.
She hung up. Seriously? This timing attack is just too much, utterly disrespectful. I wheeled myself into the living room to show my brother the call log.
Hey, you're a beautiful day, isn't it?
My picture-perfect muscly brother is tying his necktie with a piece of toast in his mouth. Bro, listen. When he showed me his phone,
he said, "You won't believe what my fiancée Lily said yesterday. It was so touching that I got choked up, both as her future husband and as your brother."
Suddenly my brother spoke up. What did she say?
She told me,
"I want to throw the bouquet so Emma can catch it. Since she's in a wheelchair, I want to pray that someone wonderful who will truly be with her for life shows up. I want her to catch the bouquet."
Man, it made me cry. I instantly said, "All right, let's practice the throw. We're doing it next week in that big park."
I can't believe her. She's sweet-talking my brother, putting on this goody-two-shoes act, and yet she dares to call me with her nonsense? Well, I'll look forward to it, I said, biting back my irritation and loading my voice with sarcasm. I am looking forward to something else entirely. Fine, I'll take up this challenge. I began to meticulously prepare for battle. The calls kept coming, probably because I wasn't giving her the response she wanted. The calls became more frequent, like she was getting desperate.
"Hey, you're not coming to the wedding, right? If you do, I'll scream traitor at you. You shouldn't come if you care about your brother."
She's trying to manipulate me using my brother as leverage? So I recorded the entire conversation using an app. Since it was on speaker mode, I could hear everything perfectly. I tossed my phone on the bed annoyed. I could hear her shrieking but couldn't make out the words. Ignoring the call, I leisurely picked up my gaming console. Time for some good old monster hunting simulation. I muttered, I'll take her down one way or another. Until then, I might as well hunt some imaginary monsters. Let's go on a hunt, I said, launching the game Monster Hunter. After 3 hours, I was starting to get bored and the call finally ended. May 10, 11:35 p.m. Recorded. Duration 2 hours 48 minutes. One thing I like about this app, it logs the exact date and time of the recording. I chuckled at the stark contrast between her screeching and the app's monotone voice and closed my phone. When the total recorded time passed 100 hours, I was done with my game too. It was time to talk to my brother. Hey, can we meet with her parents one more time before the wedding?
Oh, I was thinking the same thing. You know, love is between two people, but marriage is between families. The more the families get along, the better, right? Yeah.
My muscle-brained brother easily agreed. And so, a dinner was set up with 7 of us, her family of 3, and my parents, my brother, and me. Upon arrival, her parents greeted us warmly, saying, "Hello. Thank you for joining us today." Meanwhile, the fiancé not only avoided eye contact, she deliberately blocked my path as I navigated my wheelchair through the aisle. What is she, a middle schooler? I was inwardly seething. Well, you would have to be as dumb as a middle schooler to make such a blatant 100-hour phone call. I ignored the harassment, envisioning the tragedy that would follow. The Italian restaurant that my brother had arranged for us, so I could easily come in my wheelchair. In the private room, after our parents exchanged pleasantries and we engaged in small talk, I finally broke the ice. So there's something I want to make clear now that we are all here for this family introduction. Everyone turned to look at me. My brother's fiancé was the only one who looked away. I was born with a disability and I can't move my legs. My fiancé's father nodded.
I've heard from my daughter, and it doesn't bother me. Heck, my vision is 20 by 200. No one's perfect, right?
I thought to myself, what a nice guy my brother's fiancé's father is. People who can choose non-discriminatory words at times like this are fair. I took a gamble on his sincerity. Thank you. But there are things that are often misunderstood. Here's a CD for you. I have one for my brother too. I turned on the preset tablet and handed it to my brother. He inserted the CD into the tablet with a puzzled look. 2 files appeared.
What's this?
He tapped on one. My fiancé's angry voice blasted from the tablet.
Listen, I will absolutely not allow you to come to the wedding. It's not just about me, it's for my guests, for your brother, for everyone attending. Get it through your head that you're a family disgrace. Just stay away and give me $5,000. Got it? Bing!
Recorded on May 12th at 3:11 p.m. The recording lasts 1 hour and 59 minutes.
What the heck?
My brother was the first to stand up.
What is going on?
He looked back and forth between me and his fiancée. Meanwhile, my brother's fiancée, despite wearing lipstick, had gone visibly pale. Your fiancé here called me at this ungodly hour. I tapped the details of the recording file. The total call time is over 100 hours.
124 hours?
My brother's fiancé's father managed to utter. I looked around at everyone. Everyone was stunned. I apologize for not being able to play the entire thing here, so I have prepared a digest version for all of you. I didn't find this to be challenging at all. I used audio editing software to condense 124 hours of material. Personally, I'm quite pleased with the compelling content I have put together. I was incredibly satisfied that today I could unveil the entirety of these harassing phone calls, a true masterpiece. The digest version, a 30-minute cut, began to play.
Look at you, disabled. Have some shame. Why did your parents raise you this way? Don't you understand you're an embarrassment to your family? That's messed up. Yuck. I can imagine my own parents fainting if they saw someone with a disability in real life. After all, I'm treated specially because I'm healthy and attractive. I should naturally get around $10,000 as a wedding gift, but I'll settle for $5,000. As long as you stay out of my life from now on.
My brother's fiancé's voice boomed throughout the room. However, the masterpiece was never viewed in its entirety.
What kind of person are you?
My brother shouted, interrupting the playback. At that moment, my brother's fiancé's face turned from pale to deep red. Maybe she had become defiant or desperate.
That's the reality, isn't it? You wouldn't understand because you've always been around family. Honestly, people with disabilities are disgusting and an embarrassment to the family.
She screamed, her hair flying wildly. Her father intervened.
Hey, daughter, your dad can't see anything without glasses. Does that make me disabled?
No, that's different. My brother's fiancé's mouth flapped open and shut. She looked like a goldfish gasping for air. On cue, my brother interjected.
I also have more muscle mass than the average person. Does that make me disabled?
And my back is bent, so I must be disabled too, said my brother's fiancé's mother.
No!
She raised her voice almost to the point of tears.
My dad, my mom, Liam, what you all have is normal, but this woman is not normal. She flaunts her deformities and pretends to be weak, seeking pity and
pretending to be weak? I finally let my anger explode. So what's the deal? You're admitting that long phone call was harassment targeting the vulnerable?
That's not...
That's when a strong, unwavering voice broke in. My child is not weak. Everyone turned to see who it was. It was my mom. You called my child weak? Do you know what she's accomplished with legs that can't move like others? She's been prepared for a life of self-sufficiency from a very young age because her legs don't work. While you're out walking or hanging out at the beach with friends, she's been working hard. Play a game with her, you'll find that the tables turn in the real world. Tears of pride welled up in my eyes hearing my mom's heartfelt convictions. I looked down at my brother's fiancé and said, I never lose at esports. Wanna play? Pick any game you want. My brother's fiancé collapsed on the floor. Stay away from this monster-like person, I told my brother.
I agree. I couldn't even imagine a wedding without my sister. Dad and mom wouldn't approve either. Lily, let's call it quits today.
And that's how the discussion about my brother's marriage ended. His mild-mannered and kind future-in-laws repeatedly apologized for their daughter's disgraceful behavior and covered all the costs of canceling the wedding. She apparently quit her job later as news of her shameful act spread throughout her workplace. As for me, I won a big esports tournament. When asked in an interview, how did you become so strong, I replied, because my legs don't move. People find ways to let their talents bloom when they have limitations. I placed the trophy on my immobile lap and smiled.